Everybody, how's it going? Bird again, RGB Paranormal Lockdown. Here for another episode here of pretty much basically revealing of what I had captured, from my time when I was at the Manger Hotel this past weekend. I'm sorry for the late, post here of, showing what I had captured and such. Been, very busy with work. Work's been very hectic, but either way, just wanted to keep you all, up to date here and just pretty much just show you of the little things that I've captured here and there, my time there at the Manger Hotel, which was a really great experience. Is a very interesting first time, pretty much just ghost hunting, on my own and things like that. I was joined by a fellow friend of mine, named Stan, a really good guy. I was really happy that he was there to experience this with me. He himself, heard things that I heard also. He was a really great, witness, with me and such. I really do appreciate, him being there. So, first off, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going over what I captured on film and, basically, also show you an EVP I had captured there at the hotel. So, that'll be fun. And also, I have great news. I did receive a new equipment. I will be getting to that shortly after. And then also, after when I get done with that, I will be advising you all on my second investigation that I had planned out already as we speak. So I'll go ahead and let y'all know about that. Really quick, easy, simple. Let's go ahead and just get started with that new equipment that I got. This is an EMF detector. So an EMF detector stands for electromagnetic field. So with this, it pretty much just detects, spiritual activity that's near the sensor. And how it works is you just press that button on, lights up. Basically anything kind of spirits that gets close to this meter, it'll go off with the lights and such. So how it works is like if you, basically if something like electrical is near it, it sparks up with lights. Now you can use this to like ask questions, and the spirits can give responses, by lighting this up a little bit, just pretty much acknowledging the question and answering it. So it just really depends on how you do that. So this is an EMF detector. It's a new piece of equipment I just got. So it'll be really fun to use. So that's that right there. I'm very excited to have that. It's really good. And then now, I'm just going to pull up a video here really quick so we can go ahead and see here what was captured on video. So the video I got, there at the Manger, this was on the second floor in the hallways. It's really something to where it's very unexplainable. Some sort of like anomalies, that had appeared during the time when I was recording. Something that's just I can't really explain because I've never really experienced that before. And I just, figured that this could be something, possibility to where it's, really something, very paranormal. So I'm going to go ahead and play that here for you. Let's see. So I'm going to see if I can get this closer. Okay, so that probably won't work. All right, so let's try it like this. I just got to get this thing working over here. Sorry about that. Okay. We got a little piece of my kitchen there. That's good. All right, no problem. So we're gonna go ahead and just try this. So this is the second video that I had captured, and I'll go ahead and let y'all know what we're gonna be looking at here. So basically we're gonna be looking on the floor area here. You're gonna see something kind of like appear on the floor and pretty much just stay there. So let's play it. We're walking right there. See that right there? Now, when they say something like that kind of reflects off of the ground like that, it's just really kind of strange to tell, like, how it is that that's happening. It's something that's not really reflectable. It's a carpet floor, so to where I'm like, how is that a possibility? Off the walls, I understand, And I'll pretty much just show you that too. But something like this, you know, it's just really something that I can't really explain. So let's continue, and we'll go ahead and see more of it. So yeah, that right there, this right here is just the really weird part. See, I can raise up the volume a little bit. And then it's gone. Once I move, comes back. Once I go back to it, now you can see the lights there reflect off of the walls, or reflect off of that fire extinguisher deal there. And that's my buddy Stan right there, really great guy. Like I said before, he was a really great help. So I had him go and stand over there and see if he can maybe, like, you know, stand in front of like the lights to see if maybe it was like one of those lights reflecting it from the ground. And right there I was asking him to walk forward, to keep on walking forward, and see maybe he can block, you know, maybe block it, but it just like it just stays there and just appears there still, which is kind of weird, and you know, something really unusual that I've, you know, this is the first time I ever seen anything like this before. And then it's gone. Now you see it reflecting here off the walls. And then it's right there. You see all the lights up there. That's a possibility that it, you know, can be reflecting, but right there on the floor, carpet, I mean, come on. That's just something off. So that's when Stan and I were kind of like, what could this possibly be? I mean, like, it just really did not make any sense to either one of us. So Stan, you know, he loves the paranormal also. He's one of those kinds of people to where he's grown fond of it also, just like I am. You know, and it's really fun. It's really, you know, an adrenaline rush to experience while you're actually out there in the middle of the field and, you know, experiencing these kinds of, you know, things happening. So this is the very first video that I caught though. Once I started recording my very first video, this is what we got. So let's see. Right here up the wall, right there. And don't worry about that lady that's right there. That's just a guess or something. So this right here is to where we're like, whoa, like wow, right off the bat. Something that's just right there. Notice how it doesn't move or anything like that, but once I start moving, then it starts like moving itself, coming in and out of the frame and everything, and like it's just, you know, it's just there. So you see me walking around, you know, seeing if it'll disappear or something like that, and then basically it just starts moving and then just comes in and out like I said before. So that's on that part. And then when we continue on, we see it on the ceiling there. Continue on here, we see it there. Like I said, it could have been something reflecting off of the light, possibly. But yeah, I'm experimenting all the other lights also, and I'm not seeing anything either on that at all whatsoever. But then when we come here, right there, once again, the lights are really far off, as you can see here. But for this on the wall, just like that, and you know, Stan and I were like, whoa, like, that's just something a little weird. And then Stan himself, oh, okay, so then this is where I go on to the, continue on that floor. There's that one there, reflecting off of that, and you know, off of that window. I checked all the other walls, checked around where the other lights are at. Nothing. There's nothing on those at all whatsoever. Just look around. So we go back and it's there, and then we work on this window and it's right there again. Then we go back here. That's the second one that we saw. My buddy Stan decided to go over there. This is the interesting part too. So he tries to go and see for himself if he felt like any sort of like cold spots, or if he felt anything unusual on it, like any sort of chills or anything. Right there you can see to where he's actually placing his hand where that orb figure looking anomaly there is, and you can actually see the dark complected of his arm right through that, which was really weird. And it's just something that we can't really explain, which is the weird part on that. He's waving his hand on it and everything, and so right there and then Stan and I just like, it raised an eyebrow basically. And Stan was like, I didn't feel anything cold there, or I didn't really feel much on that. So I was just kind of like, wow, which is really interesting to me. I mean, I was like, man, it could have been anything basically. So I mean, hopefully, the more we go, the more we look into it and we check that out. So those are basically pretty much the videos that I had captured there at the Menger. I didn't have that much time. I was maybe there for like 2 hours when I was investigating and such. So that's what I captured on the videos. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do, work on the EVPs. Let's see here. Just gonna turn this bad boy off. Get to the little EVP here. I'm gonna plug this in. So while I'm doing this, I'm gonna let you all in on some little sort of information that I gathered when I was there. I took the liberty of talking with some of the workers there also, and they had some stories. They had, certain things that they had to say, and they wanted to say it off the record, of course, which is understandable. I got it. So they were telling me that for the past 5-6 years that they worked there, they would not really see anything, but they've heard things. So, for example, there's like stores there at the Menger, and a couple workers there at the stores, they would hear doors opening and closing, they would hear footsteps and things like that. And when I interviewed one of the ladies there, she was telling me that one night they were closing up and no one was around or anything like that at all whatsoever. So basically they just started hearing the doors opening and closing on their own. And then also, just like on the cameras, the security cameras that they have there, and like where the cashier area is, there was no decorations, there was no lights reflecting off, everything was dark in there. So that one night they looked into the camera and they see some sort of white apparition of like some sort of skeleton looking kind of figure there, and it was staying there for a good couple minutes. So once after the couple minutes were, that it was there, automatically just vanished right there, was never seen ever again after that. So so the workers there were just telling me that kind of information off the record, and I did try to see if I can get in a room there in the historic part of that hotel. But with the convention going on that was there, that I attended to, of course, it was really great and beautiful, by the way. And a lot of people, like tourists, staying there also, they were kind of booked up. They were trying to get me a room for next week, and I'm like, I don't have that time. I need this done by tonight, if possible. So yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have that kind of luck to get a room there, but maybe one of these days I will, no problem. So right now, what we're looking into, trying to find the EVP here real quick. Okay, perfect, I found it. All right, very good. All right, so it's gonna be from here, from there to there. All right, let's see. So we're gonna copy this here, open up a new file, paste it. I'm just gonna add, amplify this really quick here so we can hear it a lot better, basically what I hear. Let's see.
Walk up to me, walk up to us, we're right here.
Okay. So from right there, what we're looking for is basically when I was asking, this is the time when I was trying to investigate for Sally White. Now, Sally White, as y'all know, as I mentioned before, she was a maid that was working there at the hotel, and I actually came up with more information on that, by the way. She was actually, attacked by her husband. Obviously, now this man, her husband, he was a really jealous type, kind of man, because, apparently his wife was really beautiful and things like that. So pretty much basically he shot her and was pretty much, abusing her and such. So from those kinds of attacks that, that he did on her, she pretty much later died that time. So with Miss Sally White, Jill's husband, she was shot and killed. She died on March the 30th of 1876. It was her common law husband. His name was Henry Wheeler. So Mr. Henry Wheeler was, pretty much the one responsible for Miss Sally White's death. So at this point in time, this is when I was, trying to get in contact with Miss White here. I actually had 2 EVP sessions, about 5 minutes or so with it, and trying to get in touch with her. Now, when we were doing that, this EVP I got, basically what we're trying to listen to. I was trying to get her to respond. Maybe make like a noise, walk up to us or make some sort of noise, things like that. So at times when you do things like that, the spirit has the ability to make their presence known by doing anything by means necessary. Touching you, moving something, or by making like some sort of noise or anything like that, or of course, saying something in the EVP. Now in this one, it sounded to me like if we captured a scream, a female scream, kind of EVP recording, and also you hear a thud. Now this is in the hallway to where it's like a T. So the rooms are maybe like, good couple ways, away from me and Stan when we were, doing this EVP session. So this was basically like in the middle of that hallway to where me and him were, like basically right there in front of us, pretty much, so when me and Stan heard this, we're like, dude, that happened. Let's see if we can happen again. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this recording. Hopefully you guys can be able to hear it. If not, I would recommend that you guys probably like higher up the volume a little bit. You're gonna hear the scream and then the thud right there on the spot. So hopefully y'all will be able to hear it. So I'm about to play it now. This is my EVP software that I have. So basically, the recording that we're trying to look for is right here in this area. As you can see here, that's where you capture that loud thud right there. So let's play that. I'm gonna get a little bit closer so you can maybe hear.
Walk up to me. Walk up to us. We're right here. Sally, if that was you, please do it one more time.
So I'm gonna play it again.
Walk up to me. Walk up to us. We're right here. Walk up to me. Walk up to us. We're right here.
So I'm not too sure if y'all were able to hear that. When I first heard this recording off my device here, just off my device, not even with the software or anything like that, I did a couple research here and there, how to actually make this EVP a little bit clearer so I can know for sure exactly what it is that I had heard. Now, Stan and I actually heard this with our own ears, and so I was kind of hoping that we would have captured it on the EVP recorder here, which, pretty much basically we did. We captured that, that scream and then that thud right off the bat. So, I was very happy about that. And, at the second time, I was asking for Miss Sally White to do it again, and unfortunately at that time, she did not do it again. So, yeah, so basically, that's what I had captured for, that 2 hours that I was around that hotel. I went to the 3rd floor, I went to the 2nd floor, and, I did visit Teddy Roosevelt's suite. I did visit the, Mr. Richard King's suite. I had the, the excitement. I was excited to be outside those rooms because that's basically, where Mr. Richard King died, in his room there. And Teddy Roosevelt, that's where he spent most of his days also. So yeah, and it was a really great experience, and I was very happy to do that. And yes, I am planning on hopefully doing that again soon. Not really quite too sure when, but because I have other things planned for us. And hopefully we can be able to do this again, once again, so that way we can actually spend the night there. I can go live, and that way you guys can be able to be with me during the investigation. So that would be fun. Perfect. So yeah, we were basically, I did 4 sessions of the EVPs, and unfortunately that was the only thing I got, to be honest with you. I was kind of disappointed because I didn't get really anything over there at the outside the suite for Mr. Roosevelt nor Mr. Richard King's. it was kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. But I mean, hey, you can't really catch them all, right? So but for next time for sure, I'm gonna do my very best to have more equipment with me, to have more other ways to try to get in contact with those spirits, and hopefully miss out the way. And also, my main goal is to pretty much just capture anomalies, actually figures to where you can actually see that there's something or somebody there. So hopefully that'll happen. So that was that one, and that's pretty much basically all I have right now, unfortunately, for the for the reveal of the of my captures. And I really do hope you all enjoyed it. Please like, share my page, just show your support. I would really appreciate it. And again, I'm gonna be posting this also on my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe my YouTube channel also. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. This is second investigation. I really hope you guys are excited as much as I am also on this. I'm calling this second investigation Alton Strategy. So this one, I'm sure you're probably already assuming that I'm talking about that bus accident that happened in Alton City, that long ago, back in 1989. And the answer is yes. I am talking about that bus accident that had involved, the total of 81 passengers of children, kids and the bus driver and such in that bus accident. So I did take more notes. Okay, always gotta take notes. Always gotta know what you're talking about. So this accident occurred, in the city of Alton. This happened on September the 21st, 1989, on 5 Mile Bryan Road. Total of 81 passengers. There was 49 injured in that accident and 21 total deaths. Now, this pretty much basically is inside the Josefa Garcia Park. So that's going to be really fun. And, seeing here, it was like a truck, like some sort of 18-wheeler truck, with Dr. Pepper. Pretty much was causing like a head-on collision with the bus, and pretty much, got the bus to maneuver out of the way of that 18-wheeler Dr. Pepper truck, and unfortunately fell, from the ledge and landed inside that, that creek that was there. It was a bunch of like high schools and junior high students from Mission, and from the Mission school areas, that were the passengers. Now, the potential activity that happens there at the at the park, you hear children screaming for their lives. You actually see figures of children sitting on the cliff, from the very top of that cliff. If you're down there in the very park and you look at that cliff and you look on the very top and you're seeing a child just sitting there, wouldn't you get freaked out? Lord knows I would have gotten freaked out too. But I mean, hey, this is something to where it's really interesting. Hey, we will want to know more about it. So I dug up more research, and there has been people actually, that have spotted things like this, and they've heard of stuff, that has been going on there at that park during this whole time, after that whole accident had happened. Now, what I read online, this was back in 2017. This was just a couple years ago, not too long ago. So a family pretty much went out to the park. They were enjoying, a nice day out there, and then Sunday afternoon, basically. And so this man, he's an uncle, and his niece is pretty much the one that was experiencing this, this kind of, impact here. She was technically seeing children trying to get out of the water from down there, and literally screaming at the top of her lungs to her Theo, or her uncle, pretty much, like crying for help, to help the kids outside of the water, that the kids were trying to climb out. They were trying to climb that cliff, trying to get out of the water because they couldn't swim. So the child was pretty much frightened and was in tears. She was scared to death, basically, of seeing things like that. And I can only imagine what that can do to a little kid like that. So no one in her family were able to see anything that this little girl was seeing, basically, which was really chilling for her uncle, and of course for the family, to where they were just hearing out their niece about this, and like, okay, like, let's just get out of here. Like, she's starting to lose it. So they just pretty much just left right after that. They were really disturbed on what they were hearing from their niece. So that's basically all it is that I have, at that point in time for the Alton bus accident. Again, I'm calling it the Alton tragedy. It's a second investigation I already have planned out, and I'm gonna be doing other things after that also. But yeah, this is the second investigation I have planned out for you all night, and like I said, I'm very excited about it. I hope you guys are also. I'm hopefully gonna try to see if I can be out there at night. Now at night, I mean, that's where most of the activity is. During the day, there's activity also. I mean, it's either light or day, but the most activity is at night, basically. And so yeah, so that's just going to be a part of the second investigation. If y'all have any other questions, any sort of comments or anything like that about what it is that you saw in my results, findings and things like that, I mean, please share me your feedback. I mean, I'm here to learn as much as you all are also, and I love more knowledge and more experience to ghost hunting, and I want to pursue this a lot further. And so yeah, so that's basically it for tonight, and I really do thank y'all so much for watching this video for me. And like I said, please like, share, share with your family and friends. If anybody ever needs any help at all whatsoever for finding out what's going on in their home, finding out what's going on at their work, please reach out to me. I'm here to help. And again, it's completely free of charge, and I don't believe in that. Like, it's a free service. So like I said, it's just the experience of what I get paid for, and it'll be much appreciated. So all right, well, thank you all again for joining, and y'all have a great night. All right, and I'll see y'all next time in another RGB Paranormal Lockdown.